The Galactic Council's arrogant challenge. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council buzzed with an air of superiority and barely concealed disdain. Hundreds of alien representatives from across the Milky Way gathered in the vast, cathedral-like space. Holographic displays flickered, showing the faces of countless more joining remotely from their home worlds. At the center of it all stood Ambassador Sarah Chen, the sole human in a sea of extraterrestrial diversity. Sarah took a deep breath, steadying herself. She was a veteran diplomat, but nothing in her career had prepared her for this moment. The fate of humanity rested on her shoulders, and the weight of that responsibility was palpable. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, she began, her voice clear and unwavering. I stand before you today to present Earth's case for membership in this august body. Humanity has achieved remarkable progress in the mere decades since our first contact with galactic civilization. As Sarah spoke, holographic displays materialized around her, showcasing Earth's achievements. Images of gleaming cities powered by fusion reactors, terraformed Mars colonies, and quantum computers flashed by. We have eradicated disease, pushed the boundaries of physics, and begun to explore the stars. We come here not as conquerors, but as eager students and potential allies. We believe that humanity has much to offer the galactic community and much to learn in return. A derisive laugh cut through the air, silencing Sarah mid-sentence. All eyes turned to Zexthor, the Arcturian representative. His iridescent scales shimmered as he rose, towering over the other council members. How quaint, Zexthor sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. The little humans think they're ready to play with the adults. Tell me, Ambassador Chen, how many light years has your species traveled? How many worlds have you terraformed beyond your own pathetic solar system? Sarah opened her mouth to respond, but Zexthor pressed on, his voice growing louder. You speak of fusion power as if it's an achievement. My people mastered zero-point energy when your ancestors were still swinging from trees, and you dare to call yourselves potential allies. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Sarah felt her cheeks burn, but she held her ground, meeting Zexthor's gaze steadily. We may be young, she countered, but youth brings fresh perspectives and innovation. Humanity's rapid advancement, interrupted Krexla, the gelatinous representative of the Ulan Caliphate Federation. Your species still fights among itself over arbitrary borders and resources. You've barely unified your own world, let alone proven yourselves on a galactic scale. The chamber erupted in a cacophony of alien voices, each trying to outdo the other in belittling humanity's achievements. Sarah stood silent, her face a mask of calm, even as her mind raced, searching for a way to regain control of the situation. Suddenly, a booming voice cut through the chaos. Silence. The Grand Arbiter, a being of pure energy contained within an ornate metallic shell, floated to the center of the chamber. As the Council's ultimate authority, its word was law. We will have order, the Arbiter intoned. Ambassador Chen, while your species' achievements are noteworthy for such a young civilization, the Council remains unconvinced of humanity's readiness to join our ranks. Sarah's heart sank, but she refused to let her disappointment show. Grand Arbiter, surely there must be some way for Earth to prove its worth. We ask only for a fair chance. A predatory grin spread across Zexthor's face. Oh yes, let's give the humans a chance. I propose a challenge, one that will once and for all demonstrate whether these upstarts deserve a seat at our table. The chamber grew hushed, all eyes on the Arcturian representative. A battle, Zexthor declared, his eyes gleaming with malice. Let the humans face a fleet of our choosing in combat. If they can prove their mettle in the crucible of war, then perhaps they are worthy of consideration. Gasps and excited murmurs filled the air. The Grand Arbiter's energy form pulsed thoughtfully. An interesting proposal, the Arbiter mused. It would certainly provide a clear demonstration of the human's capabilities. Ambassador Chen, what say you to this challenge? Sarah's mind whirled. This was a trap, clearly designed to humiliate Earth and crush any hope of galactic acceptance. And yet, a plan began to form in her mind. She thought of the classified briefings, of Project Thunderchild, of the ace humanity held up its sleeve. With a slight smile, Sarah stepped forward. "We accept." The chamber exploded into chaos. Zexthor's smug expression faltered, replaced by confusion and a hint of concern. He clearly hadn't expected the humans to agree so readily. "You? Accept?" He sputtered. "You understand what you're agreeing to. Your pitiful fleet against the finest warships in the galaxy." Sarah's smile grew wider. "We understand perfectly, Counselor Zexthor. Humanity accepts your challenge. Name the time and place, and Earth will be there to prove its worth." The Grand Arbiter's form pulsed with what might have been amusement. "Very well. In one standard galactic month, a human fleet will face a coalition force assembled from volunteer members of the Council. The location will be the uninhabited Proxima Centauri system, as a gesture of neutrality. The conditions of victory are simple: the complete surrender or destruction of the opposing force." Sarah bowed deeply. "We thank the Council for this opportunity. Earth will not disappoint you." As the session adjourned, Sarah strode from the chamber, her head held high. Only when she was alone in her quarters did she allow herself a moment of doubt. She activated her quantum-entangled communicator, a device that allowed instantaneous communication across any distance. "Mr. President," she said as soon as the connection was established. "It's done." The Council took the bait. The holographic image of Earth's leader materialized before her. "Excellent work, Ambassador." "I take it they reacted as expected." Sarah nodded. "To the letter. Their arrogance blinds them. They have no idea what's coming." The President's expression grew serious. "Let's hope Project Thunderchild is everything our scientists claim it to be. The fate of our species now rests on a single ship and its crew." "If half of what I've been told is true," Sarah replied, "the galaxy is in for one hell of a surprise." "But, Mr. President, are we certain this is the right course of action? Deceiving the Council, potentially starting a war." The President sighed heavily. "We've been over this, Sarah. You've seen the intelligence reports. Some factions within the Council have been planning our eradication for years. They see us as a threat, a young species advancing too quickly. This challenge is our one chance to secure our place in the galaxy through a show of strength." Sarah nodded reluctantly. "I understand. I just hope we haven't bitten off more than we can chew." "As do we all, Ambassador. As do we all." The President's image flickered. "Get some rest. In 1 month, the future of humanity will be decided. And may whatever gods exist have mercy on those who stand against us." As the communication ended, Sarah stared out at the glittering expanse of alien worlds visible from her window. Somewhere out there, the Thunderchild was preparing for battle. She only hoped it would be enough to silence the scoffers and secure humanity's place among the stars. Little did the Galactic Council know, their arrogant challenge had set in motion events that would reshape the balance of power in the entire galaxy. The stage was set, the pieces in motion. In 1 month, the true nature of humanity would be revealed, for better or for worse. Dr. Elias Nkosi stood motionless, his eyes wide with disbelief as he stared at the holographic display before him. The simulation he'd been running for months had finally yielded results, but they were so revolutionary, so paradigm-shifting, that he could scarcely believe what he was seeing. "Aria," he whispered to the lab's eye assistant, "run the simulation again. Full diagnostics." "Certainly, Dr. Nkosi," the AI replied, its voice calm and steady. "Running simulation with full diagnostics. Estimated completion time, 47 minutes. As the computers hummed to life, processing the complex calculations, Elias felt a bead of sweat trickle down his back. If these results were correct, he had just unlocked the key to humanity's survival in a hostile galaxy. 47 agonizing minutes later, Aria's voice broke the silence. Simulation complete. Results verified. Congratulations, Dr. Nkosi. You've done it. Elias let out a whoop of joy, his usually reserved demeanor shattered by the magnitude of the discovery. We've done it, Aria. Quick, contact the Project Thunderchild team. Wake them all up if you have to. This changes everything. 5 years later, in a top-secret facility buried deep beneath the Atacama Desert, Elias stood before a gathered crowd of Earth's top military and scientific minds. Behind him loomed the fruit of his labor, the EDS Thunderchild, Earth's first and only super dreadnought. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias began, his voice echoing through the cavernous hangar. I present to you humanity's guardian, our ace in the hole against any threat the galaxy might throw our way. Holographic displays sprang to life around the assembled crowd, showing detailed schematics of the massive ship. The Thunderchild represents the pinnacle of human ingenuity, combined with reversed engineered alien technology. At its heart lies the dark matter drive, capable of bending space-time itself to achieve faster-than-light travel without the limitations of traditional hyperdrive systems. Murmurs of awe rippled through the audience. Elias continued, his excitement palpable. But propulsion is just the beginning. The Thunderchild's defenses are equally revolutionary. Quantum-entangled shields provide near-impenetrable protection, adapting in real time to any form of attack. And for offense. Elias paused, a sly smile crossing his face. Well, let's just say the Arcturians won't be laughing when they see our gravitic lance in action. As Elias delved deeper into the ship's capabilities, detailing its adaptive AI systems, matter-antimatter power core, and state-of-the-art life support systems, the crowd's excitement grew. This was more than just a warship. It was a testament to human determination and creativity. Admiral Helena Vasquez stepped forward, her weathered face set in grim determination. Dr. Nkosi, your work is nothing short of miraculous. But a ship is only as good as its crew. I'd like to introduce you to the men and women who will bring the Thunderchild to life. One by one, the crew members stepped forward. Captain Zara Dawn, a brilliant tactician with nerves of steel. Chief Engineer Hiroshi Tanaka, whose unconventional thinking had solved countless problems during the ship's construction. Dr. Amelia Okoi, xenobiologist and diplomatic officer, tasked with understanding and communicating with potential alien allies or foes. As each crew member was introduced, Elias felt a surge of pride. These were Earth's finest, hand-picked for the most important mission in human history. And finally, Admiral Vasquez announced, I'd like to introduce a unique member of the crew. Aria, if you would. A holographic figure shimmered into existence beside the Admiral. It was Aria, the AI that had assisted Elias in his groundbreaking work, now evolved into a fully sentient being. Greetings, Aria said, her voice resonating through the hangar. I am Aria, Advanced Reactive Intelligence Assistant. I will serve as the Thunderchild's co-pilot and tactical advisor. It is an honor to work alongside humanity's best in this crucial mission. The room fell silent, the implications of a true AI as part of the crew sinking in. It was yet another leap forward, another example of how humanity was pushing the boundaries of what was possible. As the briefing continued, detailing the upcoming mission and the galactic political situation, a commotion near the back of the hangar caught Elias's attention. Security personnel were wrestling with someone, a man in a technician's uniform who had apparently tried to slip away unnoticed. Stop him. Admiral Vasquez shouted. He's a spy. The next few moments were chaos. The spy broke free, pulling out a small device. Before anyone could react, he activated it, sending out a pulse of energy that momentarily disrupted the hangar systems. Captain Dawn was the first to recover. With lightning-fast reflexes, she tackled the spy, pinning him to the ground. As security swarmed around them, the captain's voice rang out, cold and clear. Who sent you? She demanded. What did you transmit? The spy's face contorted into a sneer. You humans are so predictable. Did you really think your little secret would stay hidden? The Galactic Council sends its regards. Before anyone could stop him, the spy bit down on a hidden capsule. His body convulsed, and within seconds, he was dead. Admiral Vasquez's face was ashen. This is a disaster. If the Council knows about the Thunderchild. Not necessarily, Araya interjected, her holographic form flickering as systems came back online. My scans indicate that the spy's transmission was only partially successful. They may have fragmentary data, but nothing concrete about the ship's true capabilities. Elias felt a glimmer of hope. Then we still have the element of surprise. But we'll need to accelerate our timeline. The Council could decide to move against us at any moment. Captain Dawn nodded grimly. Agreed. Admiral, with your permission, I'd like to begin launch preparations immediately. The Thunderchild may not be fully tested, but we're out of time. Admiral Vasquez looked around the room, meeting the eyes of each crew member, scientist, and military officer. She saw determination, fear, excitement, but above all, resolve. Very well, she said, her voice carrying the weight of command. Operation Thunderchild is now active. Captain Dawn, you have a go for launch. May God have mercy on our souls, because the galaxy certainly won't. As the hangar erupted into a flurry of activity, Elias made his way to the Thunderchild's main airlock. He placed a hand on the cool metal, feeling the thrum of power beneath. Good luck, he whispered to the ship and its crew. You're carrying the hopes and dreams of every human being. Show the galaxy what we're made of. With a hiss of hydraulics, the massive hangar doors began to open. The Thunderchild's engines roared to life, a deep, resonant sound that seemed to shake the very foundations of the earth. As the ship rose, majestic and terrible, Elias felt a mixture of pride and terror. Humanity's ace had been revealed. Now it was time to play their hand in the high-stakes game of galactic politics. The Thunderchild streaked into the sky, vanishing in a flash of light as it engaged its dark matter drive. The die was cast. The future of humanity now rested in the hands of a single ship and its brave crew. The EDS Thunderchild hung in the inky void of deep space, its sleek hull reflecting the distant starlight. Inside the bridge, Captain Zara Dawn stood before the main viewport, her dark eyes scanning the star field before her. "RIA," she called out, "status report on our location, and the quantum filament field ahead." The AI's holographic form materialized beside her. "We are currently at the edge of the Orc cloud, Captain. The quantum filament field lies directly in our path to the Proxima Centauri system. It spans approximately 3.2 light-years and is highly unstable. Conventional navigation through this area would be extremely hazardous." Zara nodded grimly. "And of course, it's the fastest route to our rendezvous point." Typical. She turned to her helmsman, Lieutenant Kira Chen. "Lieutenant, your analysis?" Kira's fingers danced over her console, bringing up detailed scans of the field. "It's like nothing I've ever seen, Captain. The filaments are in constant flux, creating corridors that open and close in microseconds. One wrong move and we could be sheared in half." "Fantastic," Zara muttered. She keyed the ship-wide comm. "Dr. Okoye to the bridge, please. We need your expertise." Minutes later, Dr. Amelia Okoye strode onto the bridge, her keen eyes already taking in the situation displayed on the main screen. "A quantum filament field," she breathed, excitement evident in her voice. "The scientific possibilities are endless." "That's great, Doctor," Zara said, a hint of impatience in her tone. "But right now, I'm more concerned with getting through it in one piece. Any ideas?" Amelia studied the readings for a moment. "The filaments seem to respond to gravitational fluctuations. If we could create a controlled series of gravity waves, we might be able to influence the field's structure, creating a safe passage." "Intriguing idea, Dr. Okoye," Araya chimed in. "I've run some simulations based on your hypothesis. With precise timing and control of our gravitic lance, we could theoretically navigate the field. However, the margin for error is slim. Zara weighed her options. The longer route around the field would cost them valuable time, potentially allowing their enemies to prepare, but attempting to traverse it could end in disaster. "RIA, what are our odds of success if we attempt this?" she asked. "Based on current data and simulations, I estimate a 62% chance of successful navigation," the AI replied. "However, I must stress that this is largely theoretical. We would be attempting something never before documented." Zara took a deep breath. "Well, we didn't come all this way to play it safe. Lieutenant Chen, plot a course through the field. Dr. Okoye, work with ARIA to calibrate the gravitic lance. We're going in." As the crew prepared for the perilous journey, tension hung heavy in the air. Chief Engineer Hiroshi Tanaka's voice crackled over the comm. "Captain, I've diverted all available power to the shields and gravitic systems. We're as ready as we'll ever be." "Understood, Chief. Stand by." Zara settled into her command chair, her voice steady as she addressed the crew. "All hands, brace for extreme maneuvers. We're about to make history, one way or another." The Thunderchild's engines flared to life, propelling the massive ship towards the shimmering, chaotic expanse of the quantum filament field. As they crossed the threshold, alarms blared across every deck. "Gravitic lance activated," Kira called out, "creating gravity wave pattern. Now." The ship shuddered as waves of gravitational force pulsed from its bow. Before them, the writhing filaments seemed to part, creating a twisting, turning corridor of clear space. "It's working," Amelia exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. "The field is responding exactly as predicted." But their elation was short-lived. Suddenly, a massive tendril of energy lashed out, narrowly missing the Thunderchild's port side. "Evasive maneuvers," Zara shouted. "ARIA, recalculate our approach." The AI's voice was calm amidst the chaos. "Adjusting gravitic output. Captain, I recommend a series of rapid course corrections to compensate for the field's increasing instability." What followed was a harrowing dance through the cosmic storm. Kira's hands flew over her controls, guiding the Thunderchild through impossibly tight turns and spirals. The gravitic lance pulsed continuously, barely keeping pace with the ever-shifting maze of filaments. In engineering, Hiroshi and his team fought to keep the ship's systems online. "The strain on the hull is approaching critical levels," he reported, his voice tight with tension. "We can't take much more of this." Just as it seemed they might make it through, a massive surge of quantum energy erupted directly in their path. "Brace for impact," Zara yelled. The Thunderchild plowed into the surge, its shields flaring brilliantly. For a moment, it seemed as if the great ship would be torn apart. Then, with a final, gut-wrenching lurch, they burst free of the field. Silence fell over the bridge, broken only by the sound of labored breathing and the hum of stressed systems slowly returning to normal. "Damage report," Zara called out, her voice hoarse. Araya's hologram flickered back to life. "Hull integrity at 82%. Minor breaches on decks 7 through 9, but emergency force fields are holding. Gravitic lance offline. Dark matter drive operating at 60% efficiency." Zara allowed herself a small smile. "Well done, everyone. That was some exemplary flying, Lieutenant Chen." Kira nodded, her hands still shaking slightly. "Thank you, Captain. I wouldn't want to do it again, though." As the crew began assessing the damage and making repairs, Araya's voice took on an urgent tone. "Captain, I'm detecting an anomalous reading approximately 500,000 kilometers off our port bow. It appears to be a small ship, heavily damaged." "Life signs?" Zara asked, immediately alert. "One. Very faint," Araya replied. "The ship's design doesn't match any known Galactic Council species." Zara's mind raced. This could be a trap, a ploy by their enemies to delay or sabotage their mission. But if there was truly someone in distress, Dr. Okoye, prepare a first contact protocol. Lieutenant Chen, bring us alongside that ship. Araya, scan for any signs of weapons or active systems. As they approached the battered vessel, its true state became clear. It was a miracle anyone had survived at all. Captain, Araya reported, I'm detecting a quantum signature similar to the filament field we just traversed. It's possible this ship attempted to navigate it without our advantages. Zara nodded grimly. Prepare to bring the survivor aboard. Full quarantine protocols. I want security and medical teams standing by. Hours later, Zara stood in the ship's medical bay, staring at the strange being lying unconscious on the biobed. Dr. Okoye hovered nearby, her eyes bright with fascination. What can you tell me, Doctor? Zara asked. Amelia shook her head in wonder. It's incredible, Captain. This being, it's not just from outside Council space. If my readings are correct, it's from outside our galaxy entirely. Zara's eyebrows shot up. Are you certain? As certain as I can be, Amelia replied. And there's more. The data crystals we recovered from its ship, they contain information about the Council fleet we're set to face. Detailed tactical data, weapons specifications, everything. Zara felt a chill run down her spine. This changed everything. Will it survive? Amelia nodded slowly. I believe so. It seems to be in some sort of healing trance. It could wake at any time. As if on cue, the alien's eyes snapped open, revealing swirling pools of silver. It spoke, its voice a melodious whisper that somehow bypassed their ears and resonated directly in their minds. You who travel the dark paths, it said, beware. The Council's treachery runs deeper than you know. The battle you face is only the beginning. Zara and Amelia exchanged shocked glances. Their perilous voyage had led them not just across a deadly expanse of space, but to the threshold of a mystery that could reshape their understanding of the galaxy itself. As the alien drifted back into unconsciousness, Zara knew that the true challenges of their mission were only just beginning. The Proxima Centauri system loomed before the Thunderchild, its red dwarf star casting an eerie glow across the bridge. Captain Zara Dawn stood at the helm, her posture rigid, eyes fixed on the main view screen. The small fleet of Earth escort ships flanked them, looking painfully insignificant against the vast expanse of space. Arae, status report. Zara commanded, her voice steady despite the tension thrumming through her body. The eye's hologram flickered to life. The Galactic Council fleet has been detected entering the system, Captain. 27 ships in total, including 5 dreadnoughts, 12 cruisers, and various support vessels. A low murmur rippled through the bridge crew. They had expected to be outnumbered, but this was beyond their worst projections. Lieutenant Kira Chen's fingers danced across her console. Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the Lid Council ship. Zara nodded grimly. On screen. The view screen flared to life, revealing the smug face of Zexthor, the Arcturian representative who had proposed this challenge. His iridescent scales gleamed in the light of his ship's bridge. Ah, the brave humans arrive at last. Zexthor's voice dripped with condescension. I must admit, I'm impressed you made it this far. Are you prepared to face the consequences of your audacity? Zara's eyes narrowed. We're here to prove humanity's worth, Counselor. Nothing more, nothing less. Zexthor's laughter echoed through the comm system. Oh, you'll prove something today, but I doubt it will be what you hoped. Our fleet stands ready to crush your pathetic forces. I'll give you one chance to surrender and spare your crew a gruesome death. That won't be necessary, Zara replied coolly. We intend to see this challenge through to the end. So be it, Zexthor sneered. Your primitive ships will make excellent target practice. Prepare to. With a gesture from Zara, Lieutenant Chen cut the transmission. Well, Zara said, turning to her crew, it seems the Council is every bit as arrogant as we anticipated. Let's use that to our advantage. She keyed the ship-wide comm. All hands, this is the captain. The moment we've prepared for is upon us. Remember your training, trust in each other, and in this ship, we carry the hopes of Earth with us. Let's show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of. A chorus of affirmatives echoed through the ship. Zara allowed herself a small smile before turning to her tactical officer. Commander Rossi, deploy our escort fleet. Execute Battle Plan Omega. The small Earth ships surged forward, spreading out in an elaborate formation. To the Council fleet, it must have looked like the desperate maneuver of an outmatched force. In reality, each ship was precisely positioned to enact the first phase of their strategy. Zexthor's voice crackled over the open comm channel. How quaint. Your ships scatter like insects before the storm. Watch closely, Galaxy, as we swat them from the sky. The Council fleet opened fire, a barrage of energy weapons and missiles streaking across space. But the Earth ships were ready. They executed a series of complex evasive maneuvers, their small size and surprising agility allowing them to dodge much of the incoming fire. Now, Commander, Zara ordered. At her command, the Earth ships released a cloud of specialized nanites, a technology reverse-engineered from the data provided by their mysterious alien guest. The microscopic machines swarmed towards the Council fleet, latching onto their hulls and beginning to interfere with their shields and weapon systems. Confusion rippled through the enemy fleet as ship after ship reported malfunctions. What trickery is this? Zexthor bellowed, his earlier smugness replaced by bewilderment. Zara's voice rang out across all channels, a carefully prepared speech designed to unnerve their opponents. Attention, Council fleet. You face not just the ships before you, but the full ingenuity and determination of the human race. We've studied you, prepared for you, and we know your weaknesses. This is your only warning. Withdraw now, or face the consequences. A moment of silence followed her declaration. Then, predictably, Zexthor's laughter boomed across the comm. Bold words from a doomed species. Your parlor tricks won't save you. All ships, concentrate fire on their flagship. Let's end this farce. The Council fleet regrouped, their massive dreadnoughts moving into attack formation. Energy beams lanced out, converging on the Thunderchild's position. Now, area, Zora commanded. In that instant, the Thunderchild's advanced cloaking system, until now masking its true size and capabilities, disengage. The massive Earth dreadnought shimmered into full view, its hull gleaming, weapons ports opening. By the cosmic core, Zexthor gasped, his bravado evaporating. What is that monstrosity? Zara's voice was steel. That, Counselor, is humanity's response to your challenge. Area, activate the quantum-entangled shields. All weapons fire at will. The Thunderchild's shields flared to life, easily absorbing the incoming barrage. Simultaneously, its array of advanced weapons opened fire. Gravitic lances disrupted the very fabric of space around enemy ships, while matter-antimatter torpedoes detonated with terrifying force. 3 Council ships fell in the opening salvo, their hulls crumpling under forces they had never encountered before. The rest of the fleet scattered, their earlier formation dissolving into chaos. This is impossible, Zexthor screamed. No nascent species could have developed such technology. Zara ignored him, focusing on coordinating their attack. The Earth escort fleet, now revealed to be packed with electronic warfare suites and stealth weaponry, harried the flanks of the Council armada. Captain, Aria's calm voice cut through the chaos of battle. I've analyzed their fleet movements. Their flagship is attempting to maneuver into a firing position that would bypass our primary shields. Not if we have anything to say about it, Zara replied. Lieutenant Chen, execute Maneuver Theta 3. Commander Rossi, target their flagship's propulsion systems. The Thunderchild moved with a grace that belied its size, spinning on its axis to bring its main weapons to bear. A concentrated burst of fire struck Zexthor's ship, crippling its engines and sending it spinning. All ships, focus fire on their dreadnoughts, Zara ordered. "Let's remove their heady hitters from the equation." The battle raged on, a deadly dance of advanced technology and tactical brilliance. The Council fleet, despite their superior numbers, found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. The Thunderchild's quantum-entangled shields adapted in real time to each new attack, while its weapons continued to wreak havoc. As the 6th Council Dreadnought erupted in a spectacular explosion, Zexthor's panicked voice crackled over the comm once more. "Cease fire. In the name of the Galactic Council, I order you to cease fire." Zara allowed herself a grim smile. "Area, open a channel to all remaining Council ships." "Channel open, Captain," the AI confirmed. "This is Captain Zara Dawn of the EDS Thunderchild. Your fleet is in ruins, your flagship crippled. Surrender now, and we will spare your remaining ships. Continue to fight, and we will be forced to destroy you utterly. The choice is yours." A tense silence fell over the battlefield. Debris from destroyed ships drifted past the view screen, a testament to the ferocity of the conflict. Finally, Zexthor's voice returned, subdued and trembling. We surrender. May the Cosmic Core have mercy on us all." As the remaining Council ships powered down their weapons, Zara turned to her crew. Their faces showed a mixture of exhaustion, exhilaration, and disbelief at what they had just accomplished. "Well done, everyone," she said softly. "Humanity has made its stand. Now, the real work begins." As the Thunderchild moved to secure the surrendered fleet, Zora couldn't help but wonder what repercussions this victory would have across the galaxy. They had won the battle, but she suspected the war for humanity's place among the stars was far from over. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council, once a bastion of alien superiority, now buzzed with an entirely different energy. Thousands of holographic feeds flickered around the room, broadcasting the proceedings to every corner of the known galaxy. At the center of it all stood Captain Zara Dawn, her crisp Earth uniform a stark contrast to the exotic attire of the assembled alien dignitaries. "Order. We will have order." The Grand Arbiter's voice boomed, silencing the murmurs that had filled the chamber since Zora's arrival. "Captain Dawn, you stand before this council as the representative of humanity. Your victory in the Proxima Centauri system has altered the balance of power in our galaxy. What say you to the accusations of deception and unauthorized technological advancements?" Zara stood tall, her voice clear and unwavering. "Esteemed members of the Council, I stand before you not as a deceiver, but as a testament to humanity's potential. The challenge set before us was one of proving our worth. We did so not through trickery, but through innovation, determination, and the indomitable spirit of our species." She paused, her gaze sweeping across the chamber. "As for our technological advancements, I ask you this. When you invited humanity to join the galactic community, did you expect us to remain stagnant, to not strive for greatness? We took the knowledge offered to us and built upon it, just as every species represented here has done throughout their history." A ripple of murmurs swept through the chamber. Zexthor, his scales dulled and his posture deflated, rose to speak. "And what of the alien technology found aboard your ship? The quantum filament drive, the adaptive shielding. These are beyond even our most advanced theoretical models." Zara nodded, acknowledging the point. "It's true that some of our advancements were aided by unexpected sources. During our journey to Proxima Centauri, we encountered a being from beyond our galaxy. This entity shared knowledge with us, knowledge that we combined with our own innovations to create the technologies you witnessed." The chamber erupted in chaos at this revelation. The Grand Arbiter's form pulsed brightly, restoring order. "This is an extraordinary claim, Captain. Do you have evidence to support it?" "We do," Zara replied, nodding to her team. Dr. Amelia Okoye stepped forward, activating a holographic display. The image of the alien they had rescued shimmered into existence, its swirling silver eyes seeming to gaze at each member of the council simultaneously. "This being," Amelia explained, comes from a civilization far more advanced than our own. It warned us of greater threats lurking beyond the edges of our galaxy, threats that we must unite to face. The council chamber fell silent, the implications of this revelation sinking in. The Grand Arbiter's energy form pulsed thoughtfully. If what you say is true, the galaxy stands on the brink of a new era. But the question remains, can humanity be trusted with such power? Your actions, while impressive, have sown fear and discord among many worlds. Zara took a deep breath, knowing that her next words could shape the future of human-alien relations for generations to come. Trust is earned, not given. We understand the fears our sudden rise has caused. That's why we come before you today, not to demand power or recognition, but to offer partnership. She gestured, and a new hologram appeared. A detailed plan for a joint human-alien research initiative. We propose the creation of a galactic science coalition. Earth will share its advancements, including the knowledge gained from our extragalactic visitor. In return, we ask for full membership in the Galactic Council and a seat at the table in shaping our collective future. The chamber burst into a flurry of discussions. Species that had been bitter rivals for millennia found themselves debating the merits of cooperation in the face of this new paradigm. Hours passed as arguments were made, counterproposals offered, and alliances shifted. Finally, the Grand Arbiter called for silence. We have deliberated, and while concerns remain, the potential benefits of this proposal cannot be ignored. Captain Dawn. Approach. Zara stepped forward, her heart pounding, but her exterior calm. In light of humanity's demonstrated capabilities and your willingness to share your advancements, this council hereby grants Earth full membership status. Furthermore, we accept your proposal for a galactic science coalition with the following conditions. As the Arbiter listed out the terms, safeguards, oversight committees, and mutual defense pacts, Zara felt a weight lifting from her shoulders. They had done it. Humanity had secured its place among the stars. But even as the chamber erupted in a mix of applause and continued debate, a shadow fell across Zora's face. She thought of the warning given by their alien benefactor, of threats lurking in the dark between galaxies. This victory, monumental as it was only the beginning. As the session adjourned, Zara found herself approached by an eclectic group of alien representatives. A towering crystalline being spoke, its voice a harmonious chime. Captain Doan, I am Sci-Fi of the Lumina Consensus. Your words have intrigued us. We would be most interested in collaborating on this Galactic Science Coalition. Others joined in, offering support, requesting clarifications, or simply expressing cautious optimism about this new era of cooperation. Zara engaged them all diplomatically, laying the groundwork for the monumental task ahead. Hours later, as the Thunderchild prepared to depart for Earth, Zara stood in her ready room, gazing out at the glittering expanse of alien worlds that made up the Galactic Council's seat of power. Dr. Okoye entered, her face a mix of excitement and concern. Captain, she said, our guest is awake again. It's asking to speak with you. Zara nodded, following Amelia to the medical bay. The alien lay on the bio-bed, its silver eyes fixed on the ceiling. As they entered, its gaze shifted to them, and once again, its melodious voice resonated directly in their minds. You have taken the first step, it said, but the journey ahead is long and fraught with peril. The Harvesters approach, drawn by the light of your ascension. The Harvesters? Zara asked, a chill running down her spine. What are they? The alien's form shimmered, and suddenly the room was filled with holographic images of monstrous world-eating machines. They consume civilizations, strip galaxies bare, and use the harvested energy to breach the walls between realities. Your galaxy has been hidden from them for eons, but your battle, the energy released, it has drawn their attention. Zara's mind raced, processing the implications. How long do we have? A handful of your years, perhaps less, the alien replied. You must prepare. Unite your galaxy, for divided, You will fall. As the alien's eyes drifted closed, its energy spent, Zura turned to Amelia. Inform the crew. We're setting course for Earth immediately. And send word to the Council. We need to convene an emergency session of the Galactic Science Coalition. Amelia nodded, her eyes wide with the weight of this new revelation. As she hurried off, Zura took one last look at their mysterious guest. Humanity had ascended to the galactic stage, but it seemed the true test of their species was yet to come. The Thunderchild's engines hummed to life, propelling the ship towards Earth and an uncertain future. As stars streaked past the view screen, Zura allowed herself a moment of reflection. They had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious. Now, with the combined knowledge and resources of an entire galaxy at their disposal, perhaps they stood a chance against this new, unimaginable threat. Humanity's ascension was complete, but their greatest challenge lay ahead. The battle for survival, not just of Earth, but of all sentient life in the galaxy, had only just begun.